Hey fucks, Mad Mike here, and I'm here to review the new Metallica song. It just came out yesterday, and I know I don't have any beer in this. I'm out of beer right now, and so I just filled this with water, and plus it's like, what, fucking 8 in the morning? I'm not drinking at 8 in the morning, sorry guys. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on Screaming Suicide, the new single by Metallica. So before I get started, I just want to talk about a video I made about a year and a half ago. It is Keeping Tabs, Metallica's Black Album. So what I did here is I talked about the Black Album, I reviewed it in depth, talked about the production, the music, the background behind it, and I also completely destroyed the sellout controversy. I utterly launched a fucking tactical nuke at it because it is annoying, it has gone on for too fucking long, it is wrong, it is false, and I utterly proved it with this video. Unfortunately, it hasn't been seen by a lot of people, and more metalheads need to see this because they all think Metallica sold out with the fucking Black Album, and they are all wrong, you are wrong, and you should feel bad. So anyways, check that video out. I'll leave a link in the comments below. So let's get to that new Screaming Suicide song by Metallica. And let's just pretend this is beer. I like this less and less the more I hear it. So far, 72 Seasons is being marketed the same way Hardwired was. The first single for 72 Seasons, much like Hardwired, was a fast-tempo, very short song, and now the second one is a higher mid-tempo anthem. It's around 5 minutes long, much like Moth into Flame was. So far, it is being promoted very similarly to Hardwired, and that is my big issue with 72 Seasons so far. Because at least with every other Metallica album, you can say it sounds different and feels different from every other one. Ride the Lightning doesn't sound like Kill 'Em All. The Black Album doesn't sound like Justice. Load and Reload don't sound like the Black Album. Death Magnetic doesn't sound like Saint Anger. Hardwired doesn't sound like Lulu, and so on and so forth. But here, with 72 Seasons, it's just less wired to self-destruct. So that's my big problem with 72 Seasons so far, and with Screaming Suicide, here are my issues with this song. The main riff, sorry to say, but it feels like it should have been left on the cutting room floor. James Hetfield is one of the best pure rhythm players of all time, and this is just not up to his standard. It just feels like a draft version of a Hardwired B-side. Sorry, but it's a no from me, dog. Do better. The lyrics are just fucking cringe. Sorry to say. Like, do better, man. Do better, man. You've done better at this subject with songs like Fade to Black, Moth into Flame, The Unforgiven. Like, this just isn't it. Honestly, this feels like borderline pandering at times. And yes, I do support what the lyrics are about, but it doesn't mean the lyrics are good. Like, I'm with Trenches on this one. And the next thing is the leads. Like, Kirk's leads just feel completely phoned in here. And this is a problem I had with Hardwired as well. It just seems like he shows up, slides his fingers on the fucking guitar, fucking steps on his wah pedal, and Greg Fiddleman says, "Good enough," and then Kirk goes home. He needs another Bob Rock in the studio to push him to his limit, and you know, it's just not there. And I don't think it's ever going to be there ever again, sadly. It's unfortunate because Kirk is capable of such fucking amazing solos. Even up until Death Magnetic, I thought the solo on The Unforgiven 3 was fucking phenomenal. It's one of his best solos ever. And I'm just not getting that here. And I didn't get it on Hardwired either. Kirk just isn't bringing his A game to the table anymore. Everything he does just feels basic and mid. So, sorry, Kirk. You're a great dude, but this just doesn't work for me, man. Honestly, this song just feels tired and a less version of something that I would hear on Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Even for a band in their late 50s, I would expect better. It's just it. And I'm not a hater either. I love Metallica. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. Like, I have this chalice for a reason. Their first 5 albums are 5 of the greatest albums ever made. I like some of the stuff on Load and Reload. I like Death Magnetic. Hardwired was incredibly solid. I'm just not getting it here on 72 Seasons so far. And you know what? I hope I'm proven wrong. The best stuff on Hardwired was the stuff they didn't release as promotional singles before it came out. Let's wait and see for the rest of the album, but this song just doesn't cut it for me. So those are my thoughts on Screaming Suicide. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I don't really give a fuck either way. Bye, fucks!